Hello, welcome to a very brief orientation video for Windows 10. So we are transitioning this year all of our library staff computers from Windows 7 to Windows 10. So I wanted to put together this quick orientation video to show some of the differences so that no one is caught surprised or unaware by anything if they sit down to use a new Windows 10 computer. I will definitely be coordinating with you and your supervisor about when your computer is going to be upgraded. But in the meantime, let's take a look at some of the differences. So right off the bat, one of the biggest differences is the login screen. So gone is the blue screen with the Control-Alt-Delete command on it, and now we just have this nice picture of the Elmwood Park Public Library logo. And in order to log in, you don't have to press Control-Alt-Delete. All you have to do is press any button on the keyboard, or press or click the mouse. So once you do that, it will bring up the login screen, and you can go ahead and get started with your username and password. So if you've logged into the computer before, or if you're the primary user of that computer, you're probably just going to be front and center, and all you have to do is supply the password. Previous users of the computer will show up down here in a list, and this list will kind of expand. And if you're not in the list, or you're logging into a computer for the first time, you can always click Other User and supply the username and the password as needed. So actually, for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to log in as the administrator. But yeah, you will log in as your you'll log in with your username and password like you normally do. And you can ignore the EPPL/ that I put in there. That's just for the administrator account. Any questions about that? And I'd be happy to. Oh, well, okay. Let's do this. Okay, now we're in business. We are logging in. So, and I'm logging in as administrator because I just have this account set up to be nice and clean and ready to go. So the quick side note, if you are logging into the computer for the very first time, it does take a lot longer. There's a process that happens that has to transition your profile from a Windows 7 profile to a Windows 10 profile. That takes a minute. And you're going to see a black screen with text flashing up on the screen that says something like, "Hello, welcome, and we're getting everything ready for you." And then after a minute or two, it will bring you to a desktop that looks just like this one. So let's see. First thing to talk about, let's talk about the Start menu. So the Start menu in the past was always like the little orb that was down in the left-hand corner. Now it has just been changed to be the Windows logo. And when you click on it, it still pops up like before, but it looks slightly different. They have these tiles now, and I have set up kind of a default configuration for our staff. Just kind of with popular programs and things that I know most people use a lot. This can be customized, but unfortunately, Windows 10 has made managing the Start menu from an administrator's point of view very difficult. So in order for me to give you a usable Start menu the very first time you logged in, and not just like a blank Start menu, I had to lock this. I can very easily unlock it for you, but you need to have logged in for the first time. So if you're interested in customizing your Start menu after the first time that you've logged in, send me a message. I will unlock your Start menu, and then you can get started customizing it. If you don't care, then don't worry about it. But you can. There is a lot you can do to customize it. You can stretch it out. You can change the size and shape of these tiles. So a lot of that stuff is not available here, but there is kind of a lot that you can do. But I think also if you are the type of person that frequently uses multiple computers in the building, I don't know that your Start menu customizations will follow you, so it may not be worth taking the time to make the perfect Start menu. So I have pinned the tiles of programs that I know we all use a lot. And then over on the left-hand side is basically the all programs. So in the past, this was kind of a nested menu. Now it's just all here. You do have folders in this menu, so Like, let's say if we're looking to open PC reservation, we need to go find the Envisionware folder, which there it is. And then PC reservation is listed under the Envisionware folder, so there's that. There's a little pull-out menu here to give you some more options over on the side. And one of the cool things that I like about the new Start menu is there's a search box here. You can, if you're looking for a program, you can type I keep using the wrong keyboard. You can type the name of the keyboard. You can type the name of the program on the keyboard. But what I also like is if you have the Start menu up at any time with the Start menu up in any area of the Start menu, you can just start typing. And so if I'm looking for PC reservation, I can just start typing it in and then click the first link in the results. So that is nice. I like that change. You may have noticed that we've got Microsoft Edge over here. Not to trip you up, but now there are two versions of Microsoft Edge. The old version has an icon that looks like this, kind of very similar to the old Internet Explorer. The new version, I just saw it a second ago. The new version of Edge has an icon that looks like this. I know that's difficult to see, but it's very swooshy, shall we say. Kind of looks like the Firefox logo, only blue and green. I don't know. Edge, the new version of Edge is good. You don't have to be afraid of it anymore. So, give it a try if you feel like it. But obviously, Google Chrome and Firefox are probably still superior. All that being said, Internet Explorer, I keep typing in the wrong keyboard. Internet Explorer is still a thing and is still part of Windows. You have to go searching for it. It's not the default web browser anymore, but it is still on the computer. I encourage you to stop using Internet Explorer. I do not... Oh, there is a nice shot of the new Microsoft Edge logo. Isn't that pretty? So yeah, Edge is okay. It is based on the same engine as Chrome, so it's not bad. But yeah, I wouldn't pursue Internet Explorer any longer, shall we say. Okay, next up, let's take a look at the settings, since we're talking about web browsers. So the settings are now located right here off the Start menu. You can just get to them by clicking Start, and then there's a gear right here, Settings. So that's going to bring up this window, and the first thing that we want to take a look at, and you're probably going to want to do this, is go into Apps, and in this area, in the sidebar over here is a section called Default Apps. And this is where you can choose the default app for a number of things on your computer. So you've got email if you'd like to use Outlook, or if you'd like to use the web version of Gmail. When you click a mail to link, that will open there. Your default media player, your default photo viewer, and most importantly, your default web browser. So if you click a hyperlink, which web browser would you like it to open in? And there you've got your choices of Firefox, Chrome, old Internet Explorer, Microsoft Edge, and if you want to download Brave or Opera or whatever, that's up to you. So that is where you want to go to control some of that stuff. Definitely want to do that when you're first getting things set up. You'll also notice that for certain things, we have this new shiny settings app that's pretty neat, but Control Panel is still alive and kicking. It's kind of difficult to find, but it's still there. So Windows 10 is a little bit weird because for some things it's given a nice glossy paint job and made things look slick, but then sometimes you'll find yourself in an area where you're just looking at the same old control panel, so like adjusting things like the keyboard or the mouse or something. If you want to adjust the tracking speed on your mouse, I think this window has this preference pane has been around since Windows 98 maybe, so it's kind of funny. But if you find yourself kicked off to one of these long forgotten control panels, don't panic. That's totally normal. So let's see, what else do we want to talk about? All right, so as we talked about the start menu, let's go down here and take a look at the taskbar. The taskbar can also be customized. Very similar to Windows 7, you can pin programs to the taskbar if you've got stuff that you use all the time. I just put the web browsers and File Explorer there, but you can do whatever you want. Probably one of the newer things that is really cool down here by these other apps is Task View. So what Task View does is when you click on it, it brings up old documents that you've used. You've got a timeline here. So this is a pretty fresh account. I don't really have anything going on with it, but it will show you web pages that I have viewed today. So I was trying to figure out what's going on with the calculator, trying to find some RAM upgrades. And then if I had any documents that I've opened, those would be here as well. What I really, really like about this area is, I'm sorry. Let's open up some windows, and then that will kind of also show you, if you've got a bunch of windows open on your screen. Come on, Firefox, I know I clicked on you. Let's see, let's get, we'll open up calendar, we'll open up, let's get, we had a PC reservation. Oh, here, let's type it in. PC reservation, and let's get some Adobe Reader. Probably going to have to agree to something from Adobe, I'm sure. Okay, so we've got our desktop fairly cluttered up. We've got a bunch of apps running now. I'm just pressing Alt-Tab on the keyboard to tab through these to see what I've got open. But another way that you can see what you've got open is by clicking on the task view down here. So not only does it show you your history of documents, but it also shows you every window you've currently got open, all laid out in a nice grid. So that is super cool. If you lost a window and it's back there somewhere, you can just hit that button and see what's going on. And another thing that I really like is if you look at the top of the screen up here is New Desktop. And you can have multiple desktops. So now I have desktop 1 and I have desktop 2. It's all on the same screen, but it lets me kind of shift apps. So like, let's say I'm working on a PDF over here. I can just drag Adobe Reader over there, and I've got my File Explorer over there, and I want to keep, I'm going to open up another desktop. I want to keep, I got bumped out of it. I want to keep PC reservation kind of off by itself because that gets lost, and when you need to make a guest pass or you need to change someone's reservation, you want to be able to find it really fast. And so now I've got 3 different desktops that I can flip between, and I've got kind of 3 different modes, three different like work styles that I've got going on. I might be surfing the internet over here, and then I might be working on my PDF over here, and then, a patron comes in, I need to do something in PC reservation, I've got that over here all by itself. So there is lots of cool stuff you can do with that. There are like keyboard shortcuts you can use to kind of cycle through the different desktops faster. So I highly encourage you to check that out. It's very cool. I like that feature a lot. It definitely helps keep things organized. Also, talking about keeping things organized is window snapping. So I don't know if that's necessarily new to Windows 10, but we'll take a look at it here. We can snap windows. You might be familiar with this already, but you can just kind of grab a window by its title bar, by the top bar, and bring it over to the edge of the screen, and you'll see kind of a faint outline pop up. And then once you've snapped, like I've snapped Adobe Reader to the left side of the screen, then it says, well, here's all of your other windows. Which one of these would you like to snap to the right side of the screen? So I can say, let's snap Firefox. And all I have to do is click on it, and it snaps it in place. Or, if you snap Firefox, and it says, which ones of these do you want to snap, and I don't want to do that, I can just click back over here on Firefox, and it will just leave all my windows alone. You can also use the keyboard to use keyboard shortcuts to do this really quickly. You use the Windows key, which is located down here, and the arrow keys, and you can do that pretty easily by just holding down that Windows key and then pressing left and right. And you can even actually do up. If I hit up twice, it goes full screen. If I hit down, if I hit down again, minimizes it. Left and right. If you go, like, let's go to the right and then hit up, it goes up into the corner. So that, definitely check that out. It's worth playing with. And then if you've got blank space left, it's like, hey, what do you want to put down here? You can just hit File Explorer and really tile up your whole window. So play with that, or that's kind of cool. Okay, what else we got? We are getting down to the end of it, I think. All right, so we talked about desktops. We talked about snapping windows. The other thing I want to show you, going back to, since we're talking about the taskbar down here, let's go over to the clock. The clock is still there. The system tray is still here. So you have programs that'll be running down here. The 3CX phone will be running down there. So keep an eye out for that. But now you also have this this new area called the Notification Center. So the Notification Center is where all of your pop-up messages are going to happen. So if you've got, here I just installed Windows Calculator, so that's there. I think it's just telling me right now that since I'm broadcasting, it's turned off my notifications. So thanks for that. And then you also have some very quick control panel items down here. You can expand and collapse this little area down here and get access to some quick options, connecting to a network, connecting to a projector, that kind of stuff. Most of it is, since you're on a desktop, most of it is things that you're probably not going to use. You're probably not going to use tablet mode or anything like that, but it's good to know that it is there. And if you get, pop-ups or error messages or anything like that, that's where those are going to show up. Okay, what else we got? That was a notification center. Okay, so let's take a look at File Explorer really quick. So that is the folder icon that is down here. We'll just open it again. So this is fairly similar to the way it used to be, but I just wanted to show you the first time you use it, you're probably going to be wondering, where is the staff drive? So you want to pop open a File Explorer window, and you've got kind of frequently used stuff over here on the left. You can pin things, rearrange things, but you want to go to this PC, and this is where your staff drive would be. I actually don't have the staff drive mapped right now on this particular account, but this is where it would be. You've got your C drive, and then underneath it, right here, it would be your S drive, your U drive, which is your private drive for just your account, and then any other shared drives that you might have access to. Those are all going to show up right down here as lettered drives. Okay, so I think that pretty much wraps it up. The last thing that I want to show you is how to log out. So you're finished using the computer, you're going to close all your windows, and you want to either shut down or log off. There are two different ways to do it. So go down to the Start menu, and right above the Start menu is a power button. So you can hit that power button, and you'll see your options right there to restart or to shut down. So that is pretty easy. If you just want to log off the computer, the log off button used to be kind of grouped right in with the power options, didn't it? But now that has changed. You're going to want to find your username, which is just above that. So you're going to click Start, and you're going to go to the top of that list will be your username, or the username of the account that you're logged into. So if you're on one of like the CircDesk computers, it might say something like CS02 or something like that. Click on that, and then you're going to get these options here: switch user, sign out, or lock. If you're getting up to go to lunch or something, you might want to just hit lock, although your computer should lock automatically after 15 minutes. But yeah, go ahead and lock it up. If you just need to switch to a different account real quick and you don't want to log out, you can use the switch user. But if you do want to log out, then you're just going to hit sign out right there. And that will take you back to this screen right here. So from this screen, you can actually shut down the computer from here, just as you would in the start menu. But we'll go back just to totally illustrate the process. Log back in real quick. Log back in just to shut it down. So from this screen right here, hit start, the start menu, hit power, and shut down. And that is pretty much it. So that has been your whirlwind tour of Windows 10. I think it still took about 20 minutes, but hey, you're a pro now, so no excuses, right? All right. Thank you very much for watching, and good luck. All right. I don't know what the buttons do. How do I? Oh, right. I gotta use a different mouse.